Yes, I do have a computer in my bathroom, okay? You try living in a noisy place. You'll come up with things like this, okay? What, you don't like my office? I think it's pretty cool, personally. My cat is drinking water from the tap currently. That's where I bathe. Just kidding, I do not. So the title of this video is why narcissistic people cannot fucking be good mixed voice singers, right? And you're thinking, oh, talking about narcissistic people makes you look like a narcissist because you feel you're superior to them. Because no, I'm talking from experience. To this day, it's difficult because I was one. I know what it's like to, even if you're inside your head and no one's like hearing you say it, there's voices inside of your fucking head saying how you're better than everyone else, even as you're speaking to them. At the same time, a higher loving consciousness of sorts being like, you just don't fucking say anything because you're being stupid. At the same time, still going on, right? I couldn't really stop it by just trying or just by gaining awareness of it. It wasn't enough, right? Lo and behold, it was my nervous system which was so extremely dysregulated. You have like no idea. Not that I'm saying like, oh, I have it worse than you. I'm just saying like, I can't fucking believe how bad it was. Like still like the symptoms to this day are unbearable, shaking and whatever. But when it ends, we could say, when the symptoms kind of subside a little bit, I could almost hear in real time the voices in my head dissipating and suddenly feeling more loving and connected. Not like an enlightened type of state that I'm advertising to you, like, oh, buy my spiritual course and you'll feel love and peace all the time. Nah, like, bro. I wish, of course, but like, nah. Just super sober and like grounded and almost, yeah, boring compared to the constant adrenaline of the previous state. Not that I actually would prefer it. It sounds like if I say it's boring, then I would want to go back, but this is not my point. So yeah, sadly we do have to get that out of the way. I'm not saying like I'm superior to the narcissist, obviously. I know it's like, I know it's from trauma ultimately. And then someone else could say, well, so you're condoning when they do evil. No, I'm obviously not. Like, I did make those videos exposing Ken Tamplin, didn't I? It wasn't fucking Wings of Pegasus, okay? I exposed him, okay? It's not my ego. If it's the truth, you can check the dates. So yeah, because if I see someone like in my opinion, what he's doing is like stealing, right? Like he's no different than like mugging people in the street. Like he's providing no value because he can't do it, but he says he can. And then just stealing, right? So yeah, obviously if I'm not saying like I'm so morally superior that I'm now going to override what I want to do, which is this video, I guess, and go to the street and help innocent people like a superhero who are about to get mugged, because no, I just felt like doing it at the time, and this is just my way of explaining it, I suppose. That doesn't mean like that the dude isn't, like, he potentially has a soul, right? And he's like deeply traumatized, that's why he's acting all evil, because he's possessed. I don't fucking know. So does he deserve grace? Yes, if he were to look for it, right? Everyone does, in my opinion. I know, revolutionary. Oh, so you're an asshole because you did, well, I did what I did at the time. Like, that's what I felt in the time. It felt right in the moment. Maybe I couldn't do it. I don't actually know. Sometimes sometimes I do have like this fiery sense of justice, some might attribute to the autism. So I did get like kind of like heated about it. So I went with it and I learned a lot from it about demons. Because it doesn't matter. Story for another day, I suppose. I already said it in a sense, like if you are a narcissist, you're thinking about how other people perceive you, which is not a case for cats. You know, I saw a video of like in this African tribe and they like literally took pictures of them for the first fucking time and they were looking at themselves in the picture like, whoa, that's fucking crazy, and having like a visceral reaction. Yeah, sure, having fun, but you have to think about how that all is made up, totally unnecessary for existence. And yeah, a cat doesn't have it, so why should we? Yet a narcissist, and I know from experience, is like constantly thinking about themselves, how they're better than others, and etc. And what they fail to see is exactly like in the picture, it's not really yourself, like you're worshipping and pretending is better than the other people. It's your imagined version of the little thing that lives inside your head that calls itself me, and you don't question it, but it's not really you. That's the crazy part. It looks and feels extremely real because it's 10,000 years of conditioning versus a cat, something as simple as that. It's so real, in fact, that when my narcissism began to dissolve, and it's still getting purified, of course, like it's not like a magic moment. No, like I still see some thoughts which remind me of how I used to have those thoughts 10,000 times per minute. So I'm like, oh, I got purified a lot, you know, and the perspective kind of changed, but it's still going on. I'm not being like, oh, are you? No. So here's the thing, because they're thinking about who they are, and they're thinking about the fact that they're singing, and even combining those two options, while they're singing, they might be thinking about how they are better than other singers. Instead of like enjoying or being present in the singing moment, they are inside their heads. And instead of extracting, we could say, the enjoyment from the present moment, which is more sober and natural, they're trying to unknowingly extract dopamine, I would say, from knowing or thinking that they know, because it's all made up, that what they are doing, what they're singing, is superior to someone else's technique. So of course you're not going to be a good mixed voice singer if the entirety of my academy is based on the fact that you're using what the ego considers to be the worst, most despicable technique, pretty much, you know. It's like, for the ego, singing or singers in my academy, it's like they have given up. I'm sick of feeling. So yeah, it is like, I mean, I don't even think I have to explain it. That's it. That might be the whole video, to be honest. It is incompatible. I could talk about how I like it, you know, because I guess I got a comment yesterday saying, you should market yourself better. You're doing everything wrong. You should do this better. Market yourself. Well, dude, marketing is manipulation. So I'm just going to keep being myself. I have no choice anyway. I gotta be myself. I can't be no one else. But this is an example of narcissism, because the mind splits you, or it even splits reality into two, right? For example, you have the New Age people, they talk about higher timeline and the higher self. Well, the higher timeline and the higher self has to mathematically imply the existence of the lower timeline, which, are you there? Or the lower self. So like, if you have a higher smart self, you're the stupid one. Like, isn't that obvious? Well, apparently not, because I also got brainwashed by New Age spirituality at some point, and I open up about it on this video that you can find in my other channel. I have two channels, by the way. I mean, I might post some crazy thing, or like my Entry Academy channel when I feel like it, but essentially, I guess the two active channels that I'm trying to put energy on are these two. So that person has sadly internalized that they are not enough, right? I know, it's kind of sad. It is sad, because this being enough, it doesn't come from effort or choice. In fact, the etymology of decision is to cut, and the etymology of free will in Spanish is judge. So if you have a judge inside your head deciding, which is to cut, you are getting cut. You know, the soul doesn't choose. A kid doesn't choose. A cat doesn't choose. Like, oh, hey, I wanna like go drink tap water right now. Should I go drink tap water right now, or should I go to take a shit? You know, like, oh, here's the A and B, left and right type of choices. Nah. You know, it just happens. We could say it gets decided for them, and then the mind, the human mind, identifies. This is not even that far-fetched. I think quantum physics proved it. You can see this video if you'd like. But yeah, a lot of people could use that to be like, oh, so free will doesn't exist. Let me just go like do something bad, or like do a whole metric bunch of drugs. I could have done that probably. I probably did it when I heard that like 5 years ago. Like, use it as justification. But that would also be the mind, which is what eventually gets dissolved with a little luck. So because deep down they feel like they have a multiplicity of options, which none of them include being just themselves, like doing generally what they're guided to do, and that's it, a singular choice all the time, like kids have. They think, oh, I could be trying harder, right? If I was trying harder, I could be doing better. If I wanted it for real, I could have gotten it. No, like this split that is encouraged by New Age thinking, it goes, oh, if you were really trying really hard enough, you could have gotten it by now. Like, bro, why is there a judge inside my fucking mind saying you're not trying hard enough, and I'm fucking listening to it and being like, oh yeah, you're right, I could have been trying. Like, bro, if you're just one, because why would you be two, right? You're just one, you're trying hard enough, that's it. You know, a kid doesn't fucking know what a mistake is until an adult or the parents, the teacher, whatever, comes and tells them, hey, what you just did, that's a mistake. You know, you need the external entity. The crazy fucking thing is, eventually, with enough conditioning, it gets constantly speaking inside your head, and we think it's us, and it's not. So obviously, because this person, which, again, I am not fully purified, I did reply kind of like stop. Like, I don't remember exactly, but I'm saying, like, I'm not pretending to have some sort of spiritual thing where I'm like always love and light. Like, if you catch me pissed off, I'm gonna try my best not to, but it could happen. Which happened yesterday. I guess when I saw the comment, I was like stressed. I was working on I don't like the word working anymore, because again, the etymology for working is torture. I mean, from Spanish, trabajo. You can see a compilation of etymologies in my new website as well. But I was working on this, I just fucking said it again, oh my God. I was not working on the I was just torturing myself, as I usually do, on this like new feature for the website, the M2 Academy website. And I saw that comment, I was like pissed off. So I replied how it came in a moment. I think I said, he was like, oh, clearly what you're doing is not working, right? You need to market yourself better. I was like, it's working because I don't want you to buy my course or something like this. So because we internalize that it's not enough to be ourselves, then there's a multiplicity of options of all these other versions of ourselves that we could be, which I guess I also have a video on, Be Less You, Shrek, for example, right? The literal premise of the movie being, you don't deserve love as just yourself, like you have to change into what the other person is, or some bullshit like this, right? Sure, it's like kind of hitting in the movie. It used to be my favorite movie as a kid or something, like Monster Inc. But like, I mean, it's clearly there, right? And the narcissistic person cannot just be themselves singing. They're thinking about how they compare to others, which I have a deep dive in this video. If you like this stuff to be explained less personally and more like mathematically, I can also do that, especially back when I recorded that video like a year and a half ago. That was the energy of the moment again. Could probably be like those who follow me across the years, and you could probably see in real time the ego getting dismantled with like little comebacks and stuff of feeling superior, but probably the energy is pretty telling. So yeah,